welcome to another edition of Matters of the Heart on iHeartRadio and DBN Network. I am your host, DB. I would like to welcome some of our new listeners and allow me to take you on a journey which your mind has never been before. And to my normal listeners, welcome back. Today we got a lot of stuff to get into, so let's not waste any time and let's jump right into it. I'm sorry. Normally I'm not myself on the air. I am going through some things, but keep it professional as I can. Now, a lot of things are going on nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. With the coronavirus and all the other crazy stuff going in the world, there's not a lot of things you can do. People are stuck at home, watching TV, doing what they normally do. Well, doing stuff that, unfortunately, that would do when they're home instead of being outside or having fun. I feel for you, but but it's for a good reason. Stay home, stay safe, and allow us here at Matters of the Heart, let us entertain you. Now, the first question I got, and basically I got a lot of emails on this, and so I figured let me answer this now. A lot of people basically want to know, is it a double standard where if a male does one thing, has multiple women, he's the man. But if a female has multiple dudes, is a hoe. Multiple dudes, she's a hoe. Is there a double standard with that? No. And I'm saying to you why. When you do things like that, it sets a bad presence for you. If you're dating more than one person, it's like I said, normally DB, don't judge, don't I try not to judge anyone, like I said, to each its own, but to be honest with you, if you are dating more than one person, then there's a problem there. That should never be. If you feel that you need to have more than one person to be romantically with, now, like I said, if that's your choice, then more power to you. But however, always remember something. When you do things like this, it can always find out to bite you in the butt. Or most importantly, to put it simple, it could turn violent. So always remember that. Brothers and sisters, I'm talking to both of you. I'm not just talking to one sex, I'm talking to both. Always think about that. Think about what you do. It comes to a saying, think about your actions before you do them, because it can end up hurting you in the long run. Where that one person that you really want to be with comes along and they want nothing to do with you because they think you play around or they think that you're not serious. and it's going to be heartbreaking for you because basically you really want to be with that person, but the person don't really want to be with you. So honestly, ask yourself: is it worth it? Is it really worth it? So moving on. So the answer to that is no. Wrong is still wrong. It doesn't matter who's doing it. It's wrong. It's still wrong. And another thing, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not serious about the relationship that you're in, if you don't if you're not, if this is just a fling to you and it's not a big deal, you need to honestly be honest with yourself and be honest with the other person. Don't have them thinking that you're in 100% and you're really not. You have a side dude or side chick on the side, and no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Forgive me. Don't do it to yourself or do it to someone else. You need to seriously be honest with yourself. And I said this on a couple of shows before. Yeah, before you get into a relationship, you really need to be honest with yourself. Do you really want a relationship with this person? Or is this just a fling? You need to be honest, be upfront with what this really is. Because if you thinking it's one thing and another person thinking it's another, then it comes to the point that it's not what you thought it was. It could blow up in your face and it could easily get violent. And I'm saying to avoid all that, why put yourself through that? Why even seriously even consider or risk taking that chance? Because there's a very good chance you could get physically hurt. I mean, nowadays people don't take things like this lightly. So heed my words, ladies and gentlemen, and believe me, you know, I speak on experience when I say this. Be honest with yourself. Don't get into a relationship with someone unless you are serious about where it could lead. Where it could, because if you're not, don't do it. Don't lie to her. Don't play with her head. Don't play with nobody's heart. And I see this a lot where you have people who think that, oh, it's okay, not a big deal, they're not hurting anybody, blah, blah, blah. Where they figured they string someone along and basically it's not a big deal. Let me explain something to you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you why you are dead wrong when it comes to that. Because there have been people who've been hurt, even shot, even murdered because of things like this. Because people think it is okay to play with somebody's heart. Because people think it is okay to play with somebody's feelings. Because people think it's okay to play with somebody's head. And then when you get 15 rounds of bullets through your body or through your skull, or when your house gets shot up, or even worse, your pets get massacred, and then they mail you the head of your pet, and then you start to wonder why. Why did this happen? Gee, here's a thought. Maybe it has something to do with you playing with a person's feelings. Or you thinking, it's a joke, it's no big deal. No, it is a very big deal. Ladies and gentlemen, people take things like this very seriously. A broken heart is not something to be played with. A broken heart is something not to be taken lightly. People have gotten murdered because of things like this. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Killed, murdered. What, you never heard of fatal attraction? There's a saying, a woman scorned. Also, That also works for men too. My sisters, if you're not serious about a brother, don't do it to yourself. Because I've seen sisters get killed because of things like this. Same thing with you, brothers. Same thing with you. It is not cool to play with a female's heart because they can easily come back and bite you. It can easily come back and hurt you in the end. Then you wonder why. Then you wonder why when you're sitting in that hospital bed because you got 15 rounds or even more put in you and you asking yourself, why did this have to happen? Why? Think about what you did to that person. Think about it. Because these things just don't happen just to be happen. It's called a reaction. See, we have a saying back in the day, with every action comes a reaction. So what that basically means, if you play with somebody's heart, you best to damn believe 9 out of 10, there will be a reaction. So, I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm getting angry, but sometimes things like this do make me angry. Then it even makes it worse. People who want a serious relationship, it doesn't happen because of the people before you that was in their lives. Because of what they've done, you have to pay for the mistakes that the people in their life before you showed up. This. So ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, do yourself a favor to avoid a very messy end, to avoid a very tragic end. Because 9 out of 10, if people keep going down this road, this is exactly what will happen. Don't do it unless you're serious. Because if you're not, and if this is just a joke or a side, whatever, don't do it. Don't waste your time. Because 9 out of 10, that person, your reaction will come back and bite you. You're going to regret your actions, I promise you. I guarantee you. Because it always comes back. Said, in this lifetime, there's a saying, what goes around comes around. So I want everybody to seriously think about that. Think about that before you think about playing with somebody's heart. Think about that before you use someone for what they can do for you. Use them as a wallet or use them as a sex toy or sex object. People have feelings, ladies and gentlemen. We need to stop this nonsense. We're dealing with a serious crisis here. So this BS needs to come to an end. Too many brothers and sisters are dying out here because of ridiculous reasons. You have sisters fighting in the street. It is being video recorded on YouTube, all because of a person who didn't want neither of them in the first place. Brothers, same thing with you. It happens. Brothers and sisters, we seriously need to think about our actions, especially when we have children. Because if we do wrong in our lives and our children watch us, we are our child's first teacher. And if we start messing up, 9 out of 10, so will they. See you on the next Matters of